Charts of the day. Well, it was an interesting day on Wall Street. They finished with a good flurry and had a positive day and a nice follow-up session. Many stocks we follow did well. Let's take a look at some day and swing trades, and I'll show you both the intraday charts as well. AEHR, after a big run, and we did great with this one from here to there in July and August, and then pulled back down and consolidated for a couple of months. Broke out, backed off to retest, reversed, and one more pullback, and then the last 2 days were great. Today, gapping and popping 170, 10%, 4.25 million traded, and the stock looks like it's broken out. This is the highest close, I believe. Let's see, this close here, 1850, and today's close, 1850. So it ties the highest close we've had on this going back a couple of months. Now we break out here and follow through tomorrow. You might see low 20s and mid 20s pretty soon. Looking at the 1 minute chart intraday, I just want you to see that. AEHR started out the day with a pop and then consolidated, backed off, coiled for the rest of the day though. It's a good setup for the next day. And if we get through this tomorrow, watch for 1885 and move to 19.25, 20 or better. Up next, CCL had a nice day, and you can see it pop, wedged, and then coiled the rest of the day and held a VWAP all session. Like that, when I see an intraday pattern develop like this. What's more important, and just as important, if it gets through the 820 range, we can still look at 850 and 9. On a daily basis, why I put it in today was because it's gapped through the 21-day moving average, and it's got a gap here that may be testing as early as tomorrow at 8.5. We get through that, you're looking, as I said, 9, 9.75, and maybe even as high as 11 or better at some point in the next couple of weeks, but we'll see. Right now, secondary resistance and swing trade target, 1140. GTII, big snapback, jumped from 216 to 475, finished up 103%. And here's what it looks like on an intraday chart. A beautiful pop, pullback, we put a day trade on it. Then beautiful flag, popped and pulled back again, wedged and kept running, and met the top of the channel at some time after 3 today, at which point I said we've reached my target, and obviously some profit taking set in. You can see that the pullback late in the session then popped again, so it's set up for tomorrow. And one more look at the pattern, resistance around 5, but then your target is 585, 590. Up next is IMRA, which popped, pulled back yesterday, and today exploded again for 75 cents, 21%, 3.5 million traded. And here's your 1 minute intraday chart. Beautiful pattern. First it was a pop wedge, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a steep pullback. Then it started its ascent, and a beautiful, perfect parallel rising channel. At the very end of the day, popped to the top of that channel, a big volume, around 431. My target was 4, and then 4.25, 430, and we tagged both targets today on that one. And now looking at this, the potential follow-through target, if it gets through here, is $5. Well, natural gas is coming down. The KOLD bear ETF, as you can see, broke through a wedge yesterday. I've noted that. Today was a follow-through day, up $1.29 or 6.5%, 6.2 million traded. Looks like it's trending towards 24.5 zone. The intraday chart showed a really strong rising channel early on, and then a pullback that held a VWAP. For now, I'm looking for more upside. Again, as I said, eventually a test of around 24.5, 5. Kprx popped on big volume, 14.2 million, up $2 at 816, 32.5% gain. And as I said, very heavy volume. At this point, at resistance, the follow-through target would get you near 12. Here's what it looked like intraday. As it popped, exploded, wedged. This is when I put a little day trade on it. It exploded right out of that. From another wedge, it looked like wave 5 was coming, but it was not to be. It came down in a 1, 2, 3 wave corrective, went sideways, and I would be watching this one tomorrow morning for a pop over 832. KYMR with a nice start and a big run up intraday. Here's what the daily looks like. You can see it broke out above resistance, and right now might be headed towards the next target, which for me is up around 29.5, 3/4. Beyond that, longer term or intermediate term, 35. For now, up 6 days in a row. It may need to rest in here. And you can see at the end of the day, they did pull back. Peri, as you know, I like this company. A long consolidation for the last year has set this one up in my mind for a move back to 31.2. Today's intraday pattern shows a pop and then a accelerating or extending, excuse me, bull wedge. Watch this tomorrow for a pop out above 24 and a run to 25 or better. QNRX, big reversal today. 16.4 million, popping 44%. On an intraday basis, it popped in the afternoon. Oh, it popped pre-market, then it consolidated, and then again came on after 2 o'clock, flagged, ran, and pulled back late in the day to retest the earlier breakout point. So watch this one for a snapback and a follow through if it should get above today's high for a move towards 4 and 5. RVPH, a nice trend the last 2.5 weeks or so. Let's put this in position for a move above the 488 resistance, maybe a test of 5 3/4 or 5.5. There's a 1 minute chart. Seed, obviously a beautiful inverse head and shoulders over the last year. We have resistance up here. We're approaching it. Today was the highest closing on 1172 since August of last year. That's a 14-month high, closing high, I should say. With resistance at 1435, that's going to be my next target, 14 1/4-ish, followed by 17 3/4. And XAIR had a big pop today, going from 608, 803, finishing 783 up $1.80 or 30%. Mine wasn't heavy because it's still traded. Take a look at the 1 minute intraday. You can see a pop and it had a rising flag. Here's where we noted it right there. Popped out and kept stair stepping its way higher all day. At the end of the day, tagged my target around 8. Beautiful chart. That's a look at the inside intraday and daily charts of some of the hot stocks at thetechtrader.com. Good night, everybody.